Welcome to the Star Circle Podcast. My name is Hank. With me is the last survivor on a dying world, Ben.
Yeah, it's kind of what it feels like these days. Like, yeah, no, that's a good summary.
We're talking about comic books today. Comic books.
And Hank is just as surprised as you are, listener. Yeah.
I mean, I guess theoretically you introduced this topic, even though most of these books, the majority of this are ones I picked.
Look, I brought the spark, and you brought the kindling, or something.
It's true. So we were gonna do a Wonder Woman episode with this comic book, Wonder Woman Dead Earth, that Ben suggested, and we were gonna pair that with the new Wonder Woman '84 movie. But that movie's boring, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, everybody had enough like middling things to say about it that I was like, I was going to watch this, but now I'm just not going to. So
yeah, I mean, and if it were actually like awful,
yeah,
I might have still said we do it, but
it's
just not good or interesting even.
Yeah, no, everybody, like, I didn't hear anyone even saying that, that it was, like, outright bad. Everybody literally was like, eh. I'm like, I don't got time for eh. I'll watch Book of Henry again, but I'm not doing eh.
Reminded me of, like, early 2000s superheroes where, like, they can't handle having two villains. They just don't know how to pace their movie and structure it because they have too many villains. And
yeah.
They don't have anything. It doesn't have enough Wonder Woman, like, honestly.
I mean, yeah, that checks out. Dude, I've said it in the chat a little bit. I'm going to say it again. Watching that first Iron Man movie felt fucking amazing. Like,
it was good.
Just because it's like focused on him, like there's no extra bullshit, and it made me realize like what my true issue is with that particular like branch of, you know, like Marvel Cinematic Universe is sometimes I just care about, like, you know, one character, but I don't want the individual movies to tie together right away. Like, I want to be able to take in one of them, and I think early on this was a bit more doable. Like, you could watch Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America, and it was more of its own thing. And then they get, like, tied together in Avengers, or like in I don't actually remember if this is true, but like in Iron Man 2 or Thor 2, like that should be what pulls them together instead of like right off the, like, fucking Spider-Man, just like, okay, I mean, it's Spider-Man, but is it not just Iron Man 4? Because it kind of seems like it's Iron Man 4. That sort of thing. It was refreshing.
No, because he was already in Captain America 3, which was kind of Avengers 3.
Yeah.
Like, that's where they intro Spider-Man, so.
Okay. I didn't see that one. I know that he was already in stuff. It's
a messy movie, because, like, they introduced Spider-Man, and that's great. But, like, that's not what the movie's about.
Yeah. No, it's very, I don't know. Iron Man OG. Pretty fucking solid. Shame they didn't make any more Marvel movies after that. Damn shame.
Yeah, there are plenty of good Marvel movies.
Hard to see. Well, you know what? That's not, I actually forgot. Is Constantine Marvel or DC? That's Marvel, right?
That's a DC character.
Shit. And Blade is DC.
Blade is Marvel.
God damn it.
Blade was on the 90s Spider-Man cartoon I watched growing up, so.
Wild. I'll get it straight someday. There's too many comic companies.
Look, just watch Infinity War. That one's about one character. It's about Thanos. He murders everyone. It's great.
I mean,
He's the hero of that movie.
Yeah. Look, as we've established, probably, maybe I haven't been direct about it, the thing that would have gotten me to watch every single Marvel movie in the MCU and go into Endgame and Infinity War is if they actually fucking went for it and they had Ant-Man go up his ass. I would go back. I would bring this to get the full experience. Just have my cup overflowing with Marvel movies.
I can't believe people actually thought that was gonna happen.
I mean,
that's one of my favorite examples of fan culture, like whipping themselves up into the point of insanity over stuff that's definitely not gonna happen. Like convincing themselves something is real that was patently not real.
Yeah,
it's like the whole internet was children on a playground who got total lie.
He's gonna crawl up Thanos' ass.
I can't think of any other example in the real world of people doing some action based on a complete lie. Can't think of it.
Never happens.
Never happens.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah,
it would have been a hell of a thing.
Yeah, no, it could have been fucking wild. Glad that never happened.
So yeah, want to get that out there. Feel it's it's half topical. Yeah. So comics. Where do you want to? Where is the best point to start? I actually don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure either where the best place to start. We could start with Wonder Woman, I guess.
Yeah,
The
I
point
guess
of interest that we
yeah.
featured already. We haven't even talked about what the other books are.
Yeah, I mean that's because that's like our catalyst, and I did see like after you picked everything, like reading through the other stuff, like definitely that common thread. So
yeah, I was trying to think of other things to pair with it, and then I read Metal and was like, I need to talk about this. I don't care if it's like I'm 90% of it's gonna go over Ben's head. I have to talk about it.
Yeah, that's an accurate statement. So,
so the other books we talked about are Dark Knight's Metal, Planet Hulk, and Battling Boy by Paul Pope.
Yes,
to get a little independent comic book in there. It's not Marvel or DC. So Wonder Woman Dead Earth is like a standalone 4-issue miniseries where Wonder Woman wakes up in an apocalypse and then finds out she's the cause of the apocalypse.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, she does some other stuff along the way.
Yeah,
but
I
don't know.
Stuff happens.
Overall, what did you think?
I think the art is really good.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of loses me in the middle when it's like, oh no, it was actually Wonder Woman losing control that caused the world to end. I don't like that. It didn't. The world could have ended for so many reasons.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be about a woman losing control because she can't control her emotions.
She couldn't control her powers, though, was the thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
I get what you're
troll
saying.
trope.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
is also played out in comics a lot.
That's fair. See, that's why it's always interesting for me, because, like, obviously our perspectives are so incredibly different.
Totally.
See, for me, I was fucking down. I'm like, yo, Wonder Woman is like, she fucked up Superman. She straight up fucked him up.
She did. She punched a hole in his chest.
Yeah.
I mean, she did have a fistful of kryptonite, but
even before that, she was giving him the business. He was getting pushed back.
A lot of collateral damage.
Yeah.
Business.
Is that like, I mean, my only real experience with Wonder Woman is like the the first movie in Russian. I didn't know the thing about her gauntlets like holding back or like keeping her power in check, and then the idea that like she's actually
that's real.
Strong.
I think that's only for
an
idea for this comic.
Okay, that's just what I was, because I mean that's seems like every comic has an idea that's like only for this comic, whether or not it's front and center. But yeah, that's just what I was wondering. I thought it was cool. I thought it was fine. I like I think
it's a trope that I've just seen. It's one of those like seen too many. And that's like also for me, like the heroes fighting in DC. Also just one I've seen too many times.
Sure.
I don't think it's like the best use of those characters.
yeah, yeah. I can kind of like that's
But like
not a,
Wonder Woman waking up in a desolation world and walking around with Batman's belt. That was a neat idea.
yeah,
And
that was cool.
I wish it had more stuck to that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of, yeah. I mean, overall, I really liked it. Like as you said, the art. I really enjoyed the art.
The art is great.
Yeah, it's a good look for everybody. Yeah, I guess I was hoping it would. I don't know why I expected this, but I was hoping it would focus not on like the super shit. I was hoping it'd be more like eventually, of course, like I would expect there to be something, but it got it maybe because it's a mini series, like it got into it a bit too quickly. I was hoping it'd be more her like helping a little bit more with like this ragtag group and like being the leader and stuff, but it was still I still enjoyed it. I thought I don't know what the term is, like the monsters, the Amazon mutants. That was cool shit. I kind of like that. Like that these I don't know if it's too obvious maybe, but I enjoyed that idea that like these are still her sisters and shit, but now they're just like nightmares.
Yeah. Yeah, it made the story feel way more insular. Like it undid like the feeling of the world is fucked in like, and it's like beyond Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
and it made everything about Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. Good way of putting it.
Yeah. And I kind of like just like the if like just the world being that much bigger, that like I don't know.
Yeah. I get you. I feel similarly, I think.
Like human beings could have destroyed themselves. It's fine. You didn't need Wonder Woman to do it for us.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like there's plenty there.
Because they sent like a shit ton of nukes at Themyscira. It seemed like overkill on Themyscira, honestly. Once you find out what happened.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they gotta be sure.
A lot of nukes. Do they?
They got to be sure.
Is Themyscira really that dangerous?
The whole thing could have been avoided if Superman just wouldn't have saved his family. Just saying. Yeah.
There's a really terrible main universe story where called Amazon's Attack.
Oh boy.
It has the classic lines of Batman saying, "Bees, my god," and like Superman's like, "Kansas is burning, all of Kansas."
Good lord. That's pretty good. Man,
It's not a good story.
shit. I knew I need to go back. I've gotten lazy with taking notes. There was like some lines from Dark Knight's Metal that I wanted to refer to. Maybe you'll bring them up.
I have plenty.
Okay. I'm sure some of them are the ones that I was like, yeah, we gotta bring this one up, and I've promptly forgotten them all.
Yeah.
Dead Earth, pretty good. And it's like I think it's a good ratio of like length to quality, I guess. Like it's not the most amazing thing, but it's short enough that it was like, yeah, I'm glad I checked this.
Yeah,
out.
it's only 4 issues. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it's partially frustrating for me just because I honestly have never read a story about Wonder Woman that I've loved.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm kind of still looking on that one. And this didn't give me what I was looking for.
Yeah.
But, it's fine, and it's definitely, I would say, more appealing to people, like, if you haven't read it, more appealing to people who are less familiar with all the ton of too many dark DC stories that DC does. That make me, like, not want to touch things like Injustice, which are very popular games, but I'm just, like, so sick of this direction.
Yeah.
DC's gone. Like, DC superheroes crying and Superman being evil and getting killed or whatever. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I'm over it. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't, and also just like the secondary characters all felt pretty disposable.
Oh,
And I wish,
dude. Yeah.
I wish, like, the one that got, like, that felt like he had the most development was the evil leader of the humans, who was
you got
like a rapist and a total piece of shit, but it was all like, but he's okay. Like, what? Why is this guy now, like, the most important human character? What the hell happened here?
I want to
That's
help.
the other thing.
Yeah, that changed.
You were definitely raping people. Fuck off.
Yeah, that's I don't know. That's a thing. I guess I haven't experienced a ton of it, I feel like, but it's definitely a thing that I'm kind of sick of, is like redemption arcs without consequences. Like, that's cool. You're a good person now. As a good person, you should recognize that you deserve some form of punishment for the years of shit you put people through.
Yeah. Well, it's also, and it's like a book that's not nice to its characters, except him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, everyone else, it's like, just like one horror after another. After all their loved ones dying, or they get cut in half. Him, no, it's fine. He gets dethroned, and then everything's great for him.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that's the thing that happened. So that's. And, like, that's how I feel about this kind of story, is like that kind of stuff happens. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, guys. Come on. I know you want to be edgy, but, like, fuck.
So what's
let's move into Battling Boy.
Okay.
Because that one has the problem of kind of not having an ending. So.
Yeah.
It's also short.
I really didn't like the faces.
You didn't like Paul Pope's. So I would say I have had the experience of really disliking the faces in other Paul Pope's art, and this was like way more palatable than his normal
Good
stuff.
lord. This was the good version then. Holy shit.
This is the more mainstream version, I would say, of his art.
I mean, it's like every time he drew a face, he used an over-exaggerated, like, anime expression, like, specifically with the lips and stuff. I was like, a bit much for me. I still liked it.
He did a comic called Batman Year 100, which is about a Batman that has, like, wears fake sharp teeth and is, like, homeless.
Oh no.
In the future.
Man.
That was like his big comic book I knew about before this came out. I really like this book as like a teen superhero, like, kids comic. Like,
Yeah,
I think it's really
I
like his art. Again, and then I felt like this was more his faces were like much more palatable than his other work I'd seen.
Yeah. No, the story and the premise and shit is pretty great. Like, I wanted more. I hoped that there was more.
Yeah. And there's the two prequel comics about Aurora West. I actually really, really like them. And they have completely different art. So those are worth checking out. But
Okay.
it is a bummer that like it's been a while and we haven't gotten to volume 2 of Battling Boy, like an actual follow up.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of I looked into it and like I really couldn't find fucking any news. So I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's kind of like it's like a like it's not Marvel DC, but it is kind of like a story about definitely not Marvel Thor's kid
Yeah, yeah.
who gets his power from t-shirts.
The t-shirts thing, dude, it's so cool. It's such a cool, like, just like
It's a great idea. Yeah.
kid, like, thing. I don't know. It's fucking, like,
Like, he's got an animal on his t-shirt and he wears that t-shirt and it gives him the power of that animal.
dude, I fucking felt that, though. Like, I
Yeah.
could imagine being, like, a kid and being like, I got a fucking Batman logo on my shirt. I'm the goddamn Batman. Like, it's such a cool thing. I really liked it. Like, maybe the power of the T-Rex.
Hell yeah.
And then,
Until his
dude,
shirt gets torn.
yeah, yeah. And how he was like how he can interact with them a little bit. Like, it's sort of a, I mean, we saw that with the fox and the elephant. Like, the elephant was like, yo, you're thinking out loud. Like, I'm not actually here. I'm just a representation of your thoughts or whatever.
Yeah.
But that, I love the bit with the fox where the fox is like, just lie, though. Like, we could just say this.
Just lie though. It's fine. Yeah, I just think it's just fun.
Yeah, yeah. The I don't know. I guess I kind of like the I was gonna say the world, but I guess the idea, maybe I've just been the stuff we read oftentimes, or again with the MCU, and that's maybe why I liked hitting up Iron Man so much. I enjoy it when the world is not already intimately familiar with superheroes. Like, oh shit, it's just another dude who like has lasers coming out of his eye. Like in this, they're like, how the fuck did you did this lightning thing? Can we replicate? Like, it's totally a new thing. They had like, I guess kind of like what's the guy's name? West? Was it Aurora's dad?
Yeah.
Like,
I forget his first name.
yeah, Mr. West. They have like, he's kind of like Batman, but he's not like a superhero or anything. And
Yeah, he's like Rocket. Like he's like of that era of like 30s heroes or whatever. Like he's got a jetpack
yeah,
and a gun.
yeah. But it didn't seem
It is that thing of like comic books like to play with this of like you have your proto superheroes of like masked heroes or whatever, like Watchmen did.
Yeah, yeah,
Like what Watchmen did, and then like someone with actual superpowers shows up.
yeah.
So it's kind of playing with that.
And I enjoy seeing those things.
Haggard West, that's his name.
Right,
Haggard.
right. And I mean, it's kind of, I guess it kind of goes a bit hand in hand with my beloved fish out of water trope. Even something like Batman, watching like Batman Begins, for example. That origin is really good. But they don't really get into, like, there's not this overwhelming like, I guess, power level, even though it's human technology. Like in Iron Man, he basically is a fucking unstoppable force compared to what we know of the normal world, Batman's still just kind of a dude. He's not it's not Iron Man levels quite, but so I really enjoyed like that idea of like these people were totally like, okay, you didn't roll in on like technology, like you fucking shot lightning. And then Battling Boy is like, yeah, I did that.
Definitely. That was me. Sure.
And the fact that his actual name is Battling Boy. There's a room addressed to registered in Mr. Boy's name. It's so fucking good.
Just lie, though.
I think the art aside from the faces, I mean, and even then, just like the close-up faces, I enjoyed it. It had a good style to it. I don't know how to describe it well, but it fit in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the whole vibe of that comic, of like this town where like it feels like a western, but also like there are monsters.
Yeah. Like there's villains.
It's like it's like there are demons and shit.
Yeah.
Like that steal children. Like I don't know.
I think that's maybe I guess kind of a cool thing that I think just the stuff that we've happened to read or watch. It seems like it's either human villains who have like surpassed the law, either human villains who are like, I don't know, D-level shitbags like the common criminals that Spider-Man stops or something, or they're humans who have like surpassed reality and want to like shove the multiverse up their ass or whatever. Or they're just like literal demon gods or something. I don't think I've encountered too many things where they're monsters, but also they're kind of basic bitch monsters. like this guy doesn't seem to have any crazy powers, but he does have a chainsaw.
Like he's definitely a monster, but also he's just a dude. He's like Gollum wearing pants.
Gollum wearing pants. I mean, you know what? Maybe he didn't like his bits just dragging on rocks. You don't know his life.
Look, I don't want to think about Gollum's bits. Personally.
Why doesn't he have... How dare you? How dare you try to take away his right to wear pants?
He's ring sexual.
I admire the fact that he wears pants because ain't nobody seeing him. He's doing it for himself. He's wearing pants for him, not for society.
Look,
I respect
all
that.
I'm saying is he doesn't have another pair of pants.
You don't know. Maybe on the next page he did.
Oh, man. Gollum's wardrobe.
A whole closet full of pants.
Look, all I'm saying is he definitely walked to Mordor in one pair of pants.
Probably true. I like Bilbo's design, though, because it's basically anything that's pre-film.
We're talking about his Lord of the Rings graphic novel that Ben has that he sent me some pictures of.
Yes,
his
yeah.
parents took recently.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The cover of it is by an artist I really like, and it is completely dissonant from the art inside the comic.
Yeah,
like
the comics.
The cover is like a Renaissance lighting, like beautiful scene, and inside they're like, what if Bilbo was like a 60-year-old alcoholic from like descended from the friar from Robin Hood or something.
And what if Gollum wore pants?
And what if Gollum wore pants? Yeah.
It's for the kids. Look.
Yeah.
You gotta put on kids' pants for the kids.
Again, for me, any non-film inspired Lord of the Rings or Hobbit artwork is easily A tier, just by the fact that it's not film inspired.
Yeah, I definitely don't want I don't want drawings of movie Gollum. It's not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I honestly want more abstract drawings of Gollum. I don't want more detail.
So you want... What I'm hearing from you is that you want a Lynn Ward Gollum.
Yes. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
I got you.
That's the aesthetic I want for...
I mean, that's the aesthetic I want for everything now. Just
Yeah, pretty
reading
much.
something like, man, Anna Green Gables. What if Lynn Ward did these illustrations? How could
Hell
we turn
yeah.
this into something much better in my head? Yeah. Um,
I also thought of a detail I forgot to mention from that Wonder Woman Dead Earth thing
oh, yeah.
is when they walk out and like Batman's corpse is just chilling it on the couch.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Just sitting.
it's like what the fuck was going on? Batman was just chilling on the couch at the end of the world. I mean, we find out later, but still, just like seeing him slouched there, like he was fucking watching TV and the
Yeah, yeah.
bombs dropped.
He was just out fucking watching the news or like, we need a hero. Just like, I'm tired. Not me this
I'm
time.
just a dude.
Superman's got this. Superman did not have it, in fact.
He did not have it. It's true. So let's talk about Planet Hulk.
Yeah. I think this was my favorite out of the selection.
Hell
And
yeah.
favorite, and yet I was like, I ended up really liking the direction it took, but I just want almost the same thing that I sort of want from a film, an action film now and again, like specifically because this was, Hulk. It's not every time because it would get really dull and shit, but sometimes I just kind of wanted this to be dozens of pages of Hulk just fucking everything up, like at full strength with no mercy or like dialogue.
Oh, you wanted a Jack Kirby comic? I see.
I guess. I mean,
I don't know. They're like, I think of like two examples of issues that are just like punching for the whole time. There's like a comic where Superman is just punching Darkseid the whole time that Jack Kirby did, and I think then there's a like a Walt Simonson Thor where it's just Thor, like splash pages of Thor punching. Like
hell
for the
yeah.
whole comic.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's, like, I know Hulk roughly. Like, I know what he's capable of. And then having to see him, like, I didn't want to see him even, like, get taken down even a tiny bit. I was like, just
Yeah.
send him. Fucking,
Uh-huh.
you have your tiny bit of,
I feel you.
yeah. I don't always want a 2-hour single perfectly choreographed action sequence in a film, but sometimes I just want to see a dude just go on a spree, and I don't want it to be interrupted by him getting injured or having to talk. But this was very good. I like the direction it took, and it had enough of like, I mean, we never really got to a point where Hulk was like, there was never a moment where I'm like, oh shit, maybe he's gonna be destroyed, because every single time he's like, now I'm angrier, and it just kept fucking going, and it was so good. I loved it.
Yeah.
I love that aspect.
And I definitely love a Hulk who can, speak, is like smart enough to speak sentences, but is still fucking pissed.
Yeah, dude.
And
This whole time.
and there are definitely eras of Hulk where he's just Savage Hulk and can't speak, and that's not as interesting to me. And they're like the '90s era or whatever when he was Smart Hulk. That's not good, no good. Where he's like literally just Banner, and he's just chill. I don't know. The only version of that I've seen I like that was the Endgame movie. They did a decent version of that, but I'm definitely more into Hulk needs to be mad. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
dude.
guys.
It's so good. It's just so fucking fun to watch.
And that's actually also like truer to the original version of Hulk. He did talk originally. It wasn't later that they came up with a version that just was like yelling
wild,
just like Savage Hulk. Yeah.
No, that bit with one of you. I forget exactly when it happened, but we get that little flashback of exposition, and he's like talking about how Bruce Banner like detonated an entire bomb, and he's like, it just made me stronger. I'm like, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so. I love the Hulk.
It was just it was really fucking good, and it got the thing that I like with the kind of overpowered like unforeseen kind of thing where all these people are like, yeah, we got him, we dosed him in lava and like shoved him full of spears. And it's like no. Like, what the fuck? Like, I loved it.
Yeah. And it's just like, we've got a setting where Hulk can just be the Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he can just be his best self.
And, I mean, I didn't like it at first, but as I went on, I kind of grew to like the fact that, like, they referenced that it's weakened Hulk. Like, it's not even full strength Hulk because of the portal or whatever. And he's still just kicking everything's ass. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. I don't mind the reminder that this isn't even him at like full strength.
Yeah.
Some anime bullshit. I'm only at 70% power. And I forget her actual name. Old Strength, like his queen after a while. Good character. Kind of wanted her to step on my neck. Got that. She got that Megara energy.
Yeah. And I just like seeing Hulk got to be the strongest, and then he becomes, a good king.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that scene of like him sitting there and those, like the bug people are just like feeding on him.
Dude,
to,
that
like,
was such a
keep them
good.
calm.
It was so good.
Just like, I can fucking take it. It's fine.
Yeah. She's like, you've been here for 7 hours. He's like, no. Keep going. No, that whole thing with just it was I'm just so glad that they didn't do like a fucking fake out where like, oh, he might lose kind of deal. Like, he loses things and that fucking hurt to watch, but like,
yeah,
for himself it was like the scene I'm thinking of for some reason is that I'm comparing it to, like, as an example of things I don't like, is in Dread. He eventually gets like a little beat up or shot or whatever, and he has to like slow down for a bit before being a badass again. I don't like that. Just keep going.
He has to glue his abdomen closed.
Yeah. Don't give me this he might lose bullshit after we saw him destroy an entire building for 2 hours. Just let him keep rolling. Let him Hulk out.
Look, as a diehard fan, I like when the hero gets a little beat up. It's fine.
I don't not like it. Like, sometimes, I guess. Something like John Wick, right? Where he's just, like, by the end of the second film, he's just, even the third film, I mean, it never stops. He just keeps getting more and more destroyed. But, like,
yes,
when we see something where it's, like, Dread or Hulk, where it's, like, they're almost invincible and then suddenly they get hurt. Like,
yeah.
I was enjoying the invincible version.
Sure. Hey, it's almost like there's something fun about a character who's very powerful, and you don't need to, like, tone them down.
Yeah. Yeah. Wild. Green Scar. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, he becomes Hulku.
He has many names.
Yeah. Hulku. I actually thought... Oh, then we do... Yeah, that's right. We meet the Silver Surfer.
Oh, dude, the Silver Surfer with his surfboard, like, turned into a shield. Yeah. Oh, it's so dumb. I love it.
So, I still know almost next to nothing about the Silver Surfer. Literally, my information is from commercials for the really shitty Fantastic Four movie from however long
Hell
ago.
yeah.
Like, that's all I know of him is that dude that was in the air and slowly going around in the sky. And then, like, in my kid brain, think like also associations with like Capri Sun commercials because those seemed like a more fun Silver Surfer. I think it was Capri Sun or Sunny D where the kids turn into like liquid metal and start like shooting around. I'm like, that seems like a cool Silver Surfer. But I like the thing, like, I forget his exact dialogue, but he was talking about like just like going through the cosmos and shit, and it was cool. I liked it. It evoked some good imagery and thoughts.
The Silver Surfer is like also fun. It's like some of Stan Lee's best writing was what he wrote for Silver Surfer, and it was like his favorite character to write. Interestingly,
wow, they did him fucking dirty in Fantastic Four. Then it seems like, like,
yeah. Look, and he's kind of Marvel Comics version of Jesus.
I'm down.
It's probably since Galactus is a Marvel Comics version of God.
Mm-hmm.
He shows up with a big G on his chest in case you didn't know he was God. They got rid of that in redesigns, but original Galactus shows up, this big dude with a G on his chest.
I mean, you gotta.
And then, like, he's Galactus. Jack Kirby's out here just drawing God. This big purple dude. Oh, I think he was like green and red on like the first issue he showed up, and then like the very next issue he was purple. I don't
Gotcha.
Like a coloring error or something. I don't know what happened between those two comic books. His color completely changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should read some Silver Surfer stuff.
I mean, I'm down if it's
That shit's good.
It's dead.
He doesn't generally use his surfboard as a shield. Well, he's dressed like a gladiator though. That's just this comic.
Kind of figured.
It's pretty great.
Kind of figured.
It's pretty great to hear though. that's one of my, that's I just like go crazy when I see that. Like, it makes me so happy. It's so stupid. How did they screw anything into his board?
That was I don't know. It was a good. I guess probably just because I knew like nothing about him, and it was just reminded it reminded me. I guess I don't know when this was when this exact comic came out, but that bit reminded me of the. Was it a Thor movie or an Avengers movie or Captain America? I don't even remember, but where like Thor and Hulk have to fight. And he's like, oh, he's a friend from work.
Oh yeah, that movie is referencing this.
Okay.
Comic specifically, like that's a reference to this.
Gotcha.
This comic came out in 2006.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I really like that Thor movie, but like it's kind of not about this, but it's like the closest thing we've gotten to this in the movies. So it's both like cool there, but also like I just want more.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That kind of brings up an interesting.
It's kind of just like Hulk is doing gladiator fights on this planet.
Yeah.
In the movie.
I guess it's kind of straying from the top. I mean, it's topical, but it's straying from the comic side of things. Sure. Obviously, in comics, you can have, there's the entire multiverse. You have shit that's like just you could have, how many versions of Hulk are there? And
you're unbound.
Yeah. Do you think they would? Do you think they'll ever get to that point with like the MCU, or like not even an alternate MCU, but like, oh, we're gonna do a Hulk movie that's not this same Hulk? Or do you think they're like, in it for
Well,
life.
that's
Or some
like
bullshit.
literally what DC plans to do. One of the things, the problem with Marvel is they can't actually. There's some rights thing where they can't make a Hulk movie. They can only put Hulk in movies. It's
What?
been a problem. Yeah,
That's
I don't
fucking
know
weird.
why, but there is a rights issue that
That's
has not
wild.
allowed them to make a Hulk. That's why there hasn't been a Hulk movie in so long.
Okay. I thought it's just because like nobody cared about Hulk.
No, it's because his
Okay.
movie rights are weird.
Oh, that's
They were
garbage.
like owned by Universal or something.
No, this
But Marvel's allowed to lose the character. That's why there hasn't been. That's Hulk has only been in like Avengers movies and in that Thor movie. Like he hasn't gotten his own movie since the Edward Norton one, which is not, I think, not technically put out by. I think it's the Universal movie.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think it goes probably. I don't remember the rights thing, but I think it goes back to like that Hulk TV show in the 70s or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the Hulk was a popular like mainstream character on a TV show like a long time ago. So before Marvel got into the movies game. So
Yeah. Okay. No, I think
fun
like,
fact about Bruce Banner. Occasionally, Stan Lee forgot he was named Bruce. There's definitely a comic where he calls him Robert, which is, I think,
amazing.
and he's Robert Banner in the TV show. He's not Bruce Banner.
Bob Banner. Amazing.
But yeah, Stan Lee definitely forgot his name on at least one occasion.
That's pretty good.
Also, originally the Hulk only came out at night, like he was a werewolf.
Yeah, werewolf style.
Yeah, and he's like, because he's like a Jekyll and Hyde reference too.
Yeah. I think like, I mean, I think for my taste, I think the MCU did him dirty. Like some of the very few comics I've read. I mean, I keep coming back to it was something similar to Dead Earth, the one where Hulk is the last thing on Earth left alive, and there's like those
Like
bugs.
Hulk the End.
Yeah, I keep coming back to that. I mean, in reference and just like thinking like, and now this comic, like Hulk might low key be like one of my more liked Marvel heroes, just because it's so fucking fun, just watching him be mad, and like or struggling with that, like in the end or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like that's it's like it made me kind of sad
think
that no good
the
films.
first Avengers movie gets one thing right, where like the secret plot of that movie is just the real question at the heart of it is, can the Avengers convince the Hulk to be on their side?
Yeah,
Because he's like stronger than
All
whatever
of them.
Loki is going on.
Yeah.
Like the real crisis is like, can we get the Hulk on our side?
Yeah. No, and that's
Hulk,
ever since you like I forget how long ago it was, but you mentioned that at some point. And I like, yeah, that's definitely like kind of the takeaway from that film in hindsight, even though I haven't seen it since like 2012.
Hulk, an original member of the Avengers in the comics. Original Avengers team had Hulk on it, which is wild because every time I think of the Hulk on the Avengers, like that doesn't feel right. That's weird. Original.
I mean, I don't know. Again, I've been thinking like Iron Man really like got me thinking about comics and in comparison to the films and everything, and like stuff we've read especially. I mean, as I mentioned a little bit ago to you, like I'm getting that that effect where like you see something or you learn about something and suddenly it's popping up everywhere. Mm-hmm. So like, oh, we read this one thing that had Darkseid, and now it's like, oh, Darkseid's fucking everywhere, dude. I keep seeing him.
He's showing up at McDonald's, giving you your meal. That's what that joke's about.
Man. So
It's just like a comedy book that every issue of it ended with a dark side. It's like, oh, dark side's here. Like then it's not picked up at the start of the next issue.
yeah, nice. See now, like, I don't know. I'm looking forward to stuff going forward, but I also feel like I want to branch out a little bit more in comics to get like my actual fix, because I feel like the films and TV stuff would continue to disappoint me. Just because it's just not aligning with my taste. Though I still might have to watch She-Hulk for reasons.
Sure. Yeah, no. I mean, there's TV stuff. There are shows that are really, really good. But there's something about comics
Yeah.
that I just love the most.
So,
And speaking of things that I love,
speaking of
talk
things that I
about
don't understand,
Dark Knight's Metal, which I 100%, it's on me. I knew this would be way over your head because this event is like building on a lot of stuff, and it's
I
like
think
it was like peak weird and high point for DC until they're in the middle still of a follow up to this, which I can only assume is, which I've heard makes this look like vanilla.
Jesus Christ.
Death metal.
Death metal, yeah, right. Oh, right, because I asked if they did black metal afterwards. For just going harder and harder.
Yeah.
Look, the main thing that I got out of this, I didn't understand much, but I did understand that if I ever see someone who is in possession of 11th metal, that person's basically like a god among gods or above gods. And
it's 10th metal that they get in this, but yeah.
I know, but like that's why if there's ever 11,
Yeah,
and if someone is like,
There's
I assume someone in possession of 12th metal would be like what the pen that created the comic book is made out of, like at that point.
Look, Ben, the important thing is that we're all a little metal.
We're all a little metal. Yeah. See, this one I kind of want in a movie, because at least it might be made coherent in some way, but for the average Bens in the audience. But also you could have just
this is what I want in a movie, just because it's so high level. Like it's so wild.
But the soundtrack would be fucking banging.
Oh hell yeah.
We're all a little metal.
So this is a story where they're like, you know, the multiverse, and they have a map of the multiverse, and they're like, what if you flip the map over and it's all black on the other side, and there's a dark multiverse.
Such a fucking like, I mean, I get it, you made your point, but goddamn, that's such a stupid like.
Yeah. So the writer of this, Scott Snyder, he broke into comics with his run on Batman, which started by introducing the Court of Owls.
Okay.
Which is like, the idea is like there's this secret organization in Gotham that's been, you know, manipulating things behind the scenes the whole time. And the thing about that story that like people went crazy for, I was not super high on it because it's basically just that one idea. This is like, what if we just hit you over and over the head again with ideas like that? Just like big idea after big idea after big idea. And that's way more what I'm into. Is just like, in this, the evil monster, it's like, what if the bat that inspired Batman was evil?
Yeah.
Like, it's basically what Barbaros is. There's a tie-in comic that I didn't make you read that's like what Batman's seeing when he's like locked away when they find him and he's like old, like what he's been going through. And like the thrust of that is just like Barbaros is the bat he saw at his window that inspired him. It's like he's like affecting. He's like rewriting Bruce's story entirely.
Yeah. I probably had that. So when I opened, I was fucking terrified when I opened those the part 1 and part 2, because I think they included all of the tie-in stuff, at least anything that ties directly into it. And
weird.
I was horrified.
I thought what I linked you. Oh yeah. I thought what
horrified.
I sent you was just the 6. It's just the 6 issues, but
yeah, I think they included anything necessary to like understand. So there was like, I mean, offhand, probably like 20 things.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I mean, you should see how many fucking comics there are to Secret Wars.
Oh yeah, dude, I don't fucking doubt it. That was a web.
It's like every like world and every like idea they could think of get like a 3-issue series.
Ugh. But I thought about it. I thought about it briefly, and I'm like, nah, I can't. Even with this, like after like 6, because this was the last one that I read, and I was a little burnt out. I mean, this was also like beefy for me. I was a little like I'm very slowly learning to just say fuck it. I just keep going.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to break you onto.
Like, I don't know, they had fucking like DC Voltron, and we just never saw that again.
Yeah, like that was just like a one-off adventure. It was like,
yeah, but we did. I didn't even
turn into a fucking
just in
Voltron at the beginning of the story, just for fun,
just to
set the mood, little table setter.
Yeah, but just in the Metal comics, like we don't even get a fight with the Voltron. It's just like, oh shit, it's Voltron, and then it ends. I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, so I guess we're doing Voltron, and then it starts the next thing, and it's like, oh, no Voltron, okay. Reference to Voltron? Also no.
That was just the cold open that had nothing to do with the rest of the show.
Absolutely nothing to do with it. And I was like, yeah, okay. By issue 5, I'm like, I really don't think we're gonna see Voltron again.
No, I was just to let you know this comic's gonna be cool. That we're cool. Look, they wanted to show the superheroes being superheroes before it's about Batman, everyone chasing Batman.
Yeah. I mean, this...
and his secret weapon, which turns out that he's got a baby Darkseid in his bag.
Yeah.
Don't use your secret weapon, Batman. I've got it right here. It fucking pulls out a baby from his bag.
Oh, this was it was weird. Mm-hmm. I mean, some of it was like was cool.
In the DC universe, superheroes are meta-humans, but in Metal, we learn they're actually metal humans. There just wasn't enough room in the database. Off the L. Nth metal, that's the 9th metal.
Yeah.
So you know what there is? A 10th metal.
I mean, in that, like, it's a garbage nomenclature, but I'm cool with it. I'm cool with, like, stuff leveling up in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. I don't know. I don't even know where to, like, start.
Yeah. Look, so there's the dark multiverse, and then out of the dark multiverse come the 9 evil Batmen that are like Batman, but also some other DC character. Like we've got the most important one is the Batman who laughs, who's the Batman who is the Joker.
That's the one that is like a dragon.
That's the one with the fucked up smile. It has like the Robins changed, the evil Joker Robins.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because he's like the one that does the most out of those 9 Batman. They sort of are Barbatos. Mm-hmm. Barbatos is the big bad.
Yeah.
But there's also like the Batman who's the Flash, the evil Batman who's Doomsday, the evil Batman who's a Green Lantern. You know, they're from the dark multiverse, where all the bad stories go. The stories that, you know, were supposed to be destroyed in the Forge, but the It got corrupted, so they weren't
Yeah,
destroyed.
I was like, I don't even know when they brought in the stuff like the I get is his name Dream, the library dude,
Yeah, or I think that's just
Sandman.
Sandman. Yeah,
Yeah. Um.
from the Neil Gaiman like well known as the Neil Gaiman Sandman series, but
See, I've
also
heard
just
of
a
that.
DC
I'm
comic
like,
book
is this the
character.
same person?
Uh huh.
I didn't actually know. Um.
But like DC's gone through like 2 continuity restarts or whatever since since that comic, so it's like
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of the same character. It's like basically the same character, but you know,
Yeah.
not
No,
exactly the same.
I mean, they got to that. They're like, I can't even remember. It's all just it's all just a blur. Like some
Yeah,
stories are told and some stories can't be told, but the stories exist, but we can't tell them. And there's this thing
yeah.
with
It's all the bad
stories.
ideas
Yeah.
when stories turn out badly or whatever, or like it's
Yeah.
where
I don't
Batman's
know.
evil,
I don't know.
dark multiverse.
I was pretty exhausted partway through this. There was a lot of jumping around. And it was
Yeah,
even better.
because they don't have time. They don't look, man. They just got to keep it rolling. It's about overwhelming you.
Yeah.
It's a full on offensive. If you want the details, go read those 60 tie-in issues or whatever.
Ugh. See, it's great that we had this because I just tried watching Birds of Prey, and after they did it, and after they went back and had to do exposition for a second time, I was like, "That's too much. I'm out." And then I had to read this comic.
Because this comic's building on top of the reason why it's unfair to have you read this comic's building on top of Final Crisis, which is a Grant Morrison story where Batman at the end of it, Batman gets blasted by Darkseid's eye beams, his Omega beam, and like dies quotations, but in reality he gets sent back in time, and then it's caveman Batman, and there's a story of like him working his way back, of like being unstuck in time or whatever. So that's like Barbatos saw Batman when he got thrown back is like the impetus for this story.
Yeah.
Like other than that, you don't really. It's not like you need. That's the only like plot detail you actually have to know about Final Crisis, really. But it's just like that's what this. Yeah, there's a thing Scott Snyder wrote, like for the. I think it's just for a graphic novel. He wrote a little intro about like what writing this was, and how he reread like every DC event, and was just like, the important thing about these is that they're big and fun. That's the important thing. So, and this is the biggest and the most fun of all the DC events I've read. Like, the problem, a lot of DC events just aren't fun enough, and this one's just dumb and fun. So it's kind of, to me, not understanding it is fine because it's just about being big and stupid. Like, if you, like it is all built on other stuff. Although most of it is new, like a lot of it's new. It's not like like the dark multiverse is a totally new invention, but
Yeah.
the Batman who laughs was not around before this. But it's just about things being big.
Mm-hmm.
And also the heroes are they come together and they're heroic. I'm down with that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was, like everything was cool about it. Like I still had a decent time because like, I like the nightmare design shit.
Uh-huh.
I do like the idea of I guess like I don't know what to call the trope. Like, oh, everything's fine, man, we won, and then like something tears through that reality and it turns out like it's just a dream or fucked up or whatever the hell is going on. That stuff was cool. Like it had good things going. It was just it's Fucking a lot.
It's a lot.
Beefy.
Yeah, and I only read a couple tie-ins before I got sick of reading tie-ins. I read Batman Lost, and the other one I read that I liked was it was just an origin story for the Batman Who Laughs.
Mm-hmm.
He became that way because he like killed the Joker, and then the Joker had like super Joker venom in his heart that only went off when he died, and that exposed Batman to it, and then Batman went crazy and killed everyone. You know, like you do.
Yeah. Just reminds me of I just watched Hotel Transylvania. There's a thing like, do you really die with a stake to the heart? It's like, who wouldn't?
Yeah, it's like what after like Venom's venom is weak to fire. You know who else is weak to fire? Me.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty good. And I don't know. I mean, I guess I wanted more after they got the metal and they had like their cool metal outfits. I guess I wanted more after that. Like I liked those designs at that point. Like it felt like I was brought back into the light, and I wanted a little bit more like just stuff I could follow kind of easily. And then but at that point it kind of finished up pretty quickly. It felt like
And the story ends, and then they have a party. They throw a party.
yeah, like a really run of the mill basic bitch fancy party.
They're all in suits.
Yeah.
And like, and the thing that also you wouldn't get is that they talk about at the end is that they broke the source wall, which is like in DC Comics, it's like a wall of statues of people that's like at the edge of the universe, and behind it, like every shot that people have done of it is a hand holding a universe, and that's like the writer of that's like
Okay.
the writer of the comic kind of idea. And that's like when it goes into like, and that's Element X was in everyone and in that world too, because we're all a little metal.
Gotcha. Yeah. Good line.
It's cheesy as shit. It's so good. It's so silly. I like that. That's what this story built to. We're all a little metal.
Look, they had a line that they wanted to work to.
And also like a lot of the so I think the only metals that predated Snyder were nth metal and promethium, I think. But I think those other metal like electrum and batmanium are things he introduced in his run specifically, like before this story.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking batmanium.
Dude, that's right. That's fucking right. The Batmanium. Was such a hard eye roll.
You have to have the mantling. The mantling. Where Batman's exposed to the 5 metals.
Yeah.
Electrum, promethium, nth metal, and batmanium. And
God.
one other that I don't remember.
Honestly, that plot point and like many of these plot points and lines made me just want a similar comic, like maybe not the whole dark multiverse thing, but like with the metals and shit. I just want the same exact kind of setup, but with the like genres. Oh shit, Batman's getting exposed to thrash. Someone stop him. Like that'd be
Can't
a fucking...
let him get exposed to all the 5 kinds of metal.
The 5 kinds of metal.
Dark doorway.
Oh man, like it'd be. I don't know.
There's also stuff about like the anti-moderator in here that also I'm sure you didn't understand.
No, not really.
He was the villain in the first Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Okay.
He was basically DC Galactus for multiverses. He's going around eating universes. And they had his brain in this comic, sitting around.
Yeah,
It's
right,
come
right.
back in other stuff, but like, yeah,
Yeah, the brain that they were trying to shove.
Is antimatter.
Okay. Yeah, because that's the thing they were
'Cause
trying
there's
to.
the anti-Earth.
They were trying to like
Is also a thing in DC.
collide the rock
they
of
were trying to
eternity.
collide matter and antimatter. You know,
As you do.
destroy stuff. Yeah, you know. Look, man, Batman fights Batman Who Laughs, and then also the Joker shows up to also fight him.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Then he just kind of. I forget how that even resolves. Does he just like go away? Like he just bails?
Yeah, he kind of just
Okay.
bails.
Cool.
They accomplished what they needed to accomplish in that moment, which was something. Who remembers things?
Yeah. No, it was.
I just want to say, like, this was just like, this is like candy for me as a big comic book fan. So I just needed, and it was like the metal theme was like close enough. So
Yeah.
shit
No,
really
it fit in. I think
Yeah.
it fit in pretty well. Like
yeah.
we didn't. It never felt like the. This is a weird one because it never felt like the whole world was in danger. Like, it seems like we know the world is in danger, but it seems like the average citizen like would not have any idea, at all. You know. I think
I mean, yeah.
that I miss. It seems like average people like would not know that this threat was generally occurring.
There was the part at the end where like all the evil Batman things like emerged from the Wonder Woman's fighting off every Wonder Woman and
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
like Hawkgirl are fighting everything.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's like it's a pretty apocalyptic at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah, at that point. I guess most it's just so focused. Like it's not like we see them interacting with like normal people for like most of
No,
the
we
thing.
are beyond normal people.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. But yeah, no, I think thematically it fit pretty well.
Yeah.
Or in tone. Not thematically, tone more so. It was good.
Look,
For what it was to me.
we're all a little metal. That can carry
We're
through.
all a
everything
little
we read.
metal. Yeah.
Like honestly, I can't think of another comic book event that's that corny. I was super here for it.
Well, just wait
Just
until
be
I
corny for
just wait
once.
until I pen my metal genre comic event. Then you'll see.
Hell yeah.
I have so many ideas.
But yeah, like this was a story that was still dark and shit, but like the superheroes were superheroes, and they were like just got to be good and do cool things.
Oh yeah. No, they were definitely like it yeah, it wasn't it was a it was a far cry from Wonder Woman kicking the shit out of Superman.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's definitely a thing. But I think we can call the episode there.
Yeah. Oh, this was a good one. I found more things I enjoyed, especially Hulk things.
Yeah, I've got some Hulk comics we could read if you want to do that also.
I mean, I'm down if they got the
All right.
right stuff.
Let me just check our email real quick. You can email us at saltcirclepodcast@gmail.com. And we have an email from Antonio asking, and he's saying, I recently found an old video on YouTube that sent me back through time to when I was using my first PC. I remember my family bought it from a Radio Shack and can recall how heavy it was to move around. When did your family own their first PC, and how did you purchase your very own first PC? Wishing you the best for 2021, Antonio.
Nice.
So I know my family's first computers were hand-me-downs from my aunt, who had to have better computers for work. So we got
Sure.
hand-me-down PCs from her. They had, my first computer was a DOS computer.
Okay.
It did not have Windows.
Yeah, yeah.
It had like a handful of games on it.
I mean, I would learn much, 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 much later that my family's first PC was can't remember the name. Sayo-san. I want to say Sayo-san. Something. Like an MB85 or 55 or whatever. And that was Jesus. I don't know which that would have been. It was definitely pre-Windows like that. It was like released in 88 or 85 or something. And that was like for the not really my parents, but like that was the first computer I think that my mom got for like the family business. My uncle probably selected. And then I think at some point as they upgraded, if I remember correctly, our first computer at home was like just a basic bitch, your generic gray desktop, like Windows 95 on it or whatever. Maybe it was 98 at some point, but like nothing on it, and it was still dial up and everything. So I remember using that. I had it like up by my room. I didn't have a desk or anything, so it was just on the carpeting. And I would like play solitaire and like try to do it. I would just basically, because it was not connected to the internet or anything, so I could just poke around. There was nothing on it. I could like I learned stuff a little bit, learned how to do some shit. And that was whatever. Occasionally I would play games like some Tarzan game, a Treasure Planet game from McDonald's, that sort of shit.
My big one on my home computer was playing Chessmaster 2000.
Fuck yeah. Some good shit.
Math Blaster.
Yeah.
Like a million.
My first, I guess my first, I was going to say that my first computer was my desktop my senior year of high school, but that's actually not true. My first computer was a Dell laptop that this was I guess it would have been 2010, 2009, something like that. And I mostly used it for school stuff and anything like just writing reports or whatever else. I remember trying to play Team Fortress 2 on it, and I thought it was our internet that was garbage, which was also true, but really it's just that the laptop could not play Team Fortress 2. So it was super framey. Yeah, I paid way too much extra money to have the back of it was not just like generic black. It had like a cool gray alien design on it. Like it was like not like Alien the brand, like aliens, like extraterrestrials. It was wild. So yeah, it was cool. I have fond memories of it. It went to shit after like a few years, but
hell yeah,
what can you do?
Yeah, the first computer my family bought was, I don't remember what it's called, but it was like the first like all-in-one Mac computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like a big CRT monstrosity, but it's like the one that I feel like is well known is like it was like just a CRT. This one was more weirdly shapen, and it's like I've looked it up, and it's like considered one of the worst computers Apple ever made.
Hell
but it
yeah.
was cheap. Like it was also one of their cheapest. And like my first, and I played a lot of, and like that was the first computer we're at home. I had the internet on it, so I had a bunch of weird entertainment software and weird stuff for it. So I have a lot of fond memories of using that thing.
Hell yeah.
Discovered the first time I played, Heroes of Might and Magic.
Nice.
even though I didn't know how to end a turn because I'd never played a game where you ended a turn before. So I literally never got to turn 2 when I played that game.
That's
originally.
amazing. That's great.
Until my friends were like showing me Heroes of Might and Magic 2 and 3 years later, and I was like, oh, ending turns. I wish I could have figured that out back then. That would have been great.
That's hilarious. Man.
Played some original Command and Conquer. Played like Sim Tower was like probably my favorite game I ever played on a computer.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdo things like
Yeah.
Pete. But
Yeah.
my first personal computer, my parents was an E-Machines. I think it was like $100 computer.
Okay.
So it's
Spicy.
kind of a piece of crap, but you know,
Yeah.
got by with it.
Yeah.
And like the first one I ever bought myself, I bought like a gaming laptop, and I like did a shit ton of research and found one that was like not technically sold new. It wasn't sold new anymore, but it was better than the new ones they were selling. Like they just had a better video card or whatever, that particular model.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked it up like refurbished.
Yeah.
And that served me for a long time. Basically until I built this computer I'm using now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is technically only my second computer, like my second actual like desktop, and the first one that I built myself.
Yeah, I built this desktop myself.
Hell yeah. Nice.
And it's the third desktop computer I've had.
Mm-hmm.
After I had 2 E-Machines that were both like $100 computers. They were cheap AF computers.
Hell yeah.
Could run WoW though, you know?
I mean, that's all. Yeah, that's all you need, dude.
Back when Blizzard like just optimized, like the reason Blizzard was the best is they optimized their games to run on a potato, which they don't do anymore.
No,
really. Yeah. All right.
No, this was
Salt Circle, Anchor.fm/Salt Circle, Salt Circle podcast on platforms like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever.
just that.
And I'm on Twitter at Comic Panels.
I'm nowhere. Just a ghost. Shell. Really? Yeah. No, this was a good one. I had fun.
Yeah. On this dead Earth,
This dead Earth. Yeah.
we call out to you. Peace.